because that's one of the conversations that I have with those who proclaim themselves to be Hebrew Israelites. Like, I don't have arguments with them, but it's simply, but just on what you just said, is a valid point to where I take further into my study, looking up certain words, and fulfill was one of them.
Right.
You know, to where it says, you know, to achieve. For I came to achieve the law, I came to realize it, I came to bring to completion, which for me in the spirit, which is why he said, follow me.
Right.
And throughout, you know, he was showing them what righteousness looked like even on the Sabbath day.
Right.
To where they had their traditions of what not to do on the Sabbath day. That isn't what God meant for them on the Sabbath day. That was just a tradition that they chose to take upon themselves, which I just wanted to say, I'm glad you brought that up, because that is like a very crucial factor, that what was given in the law could not be seen through man's eyes because it had not been revealed to them through the Spirit.
Right.
Which is now given through Christ, where Paul even says that through the Spirit, we establish the law. We don't follow the law, we establish it.
We cannot keep
in righteousness.
Right.
So, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yes, and that's going into the two questions we got down. So the next one, that was really good, y'all. Diane, you're in the Bible study. Hi, Diane.
Hi.
Hey, Diane is in Boston. That is our new guys, girls. I got the camera all wonky. So that is so good, y'all. I'm so good. What happened to Grandma? Okay.
She's still there.
Oh, I see it, Grandma. Okay, yeah. We got 10 people in. That's why I can't see. Okay.
Yeah.
So it said, explain the promises God to the chosen people of Israel. So what was the promises? Let's see. That we are at verse 10 now. It says, don't forget what happened to the twin sons of Isaac and Rebekah. Even before they were born or had done anything, haven't done anything good or bad, the Lord told Rebekah that her oldest son would serve the younger one. The Lord said this to show that he makes his own choices and that it wasn't because of anything either of them had done. That's why the scriptures say that the Lord liked Jacob more than Esau. Are we saying that God is unfair? Certainly not. The Lord told Moses that he has pity and mercy on anyone he wants to. Everything then depends on God's mercy and not on what people want or do. In the scriptures, the Lord says to the king of Egypt, I'll let you become king so that I can show you my power and be praised by all the people on earth. Everything depends on what God decides to do, and he can either have pity on them or have them make them stubborn. So it says right there, explain the promises that God gave to the chosen people of Israel. And what did you get, Chantel? Where'd she go?
Okay, that one, the promises to Israel, I answered this in two parts.
Okay.
It was land, nationhood, blessing, and a unique role in God's redemptive plan in humanity. And then the second part of how I answered that question was that in the Abraham covenant, all people were blessed through his descendants. And then in Moses' covenant, they were given the law, which was to set them apart. The David covenant was the promise of Messiah would come through David's line. And then the new covenant was the renewed relationship and the law written on our hearts, not on stone, and the forgiveness of sins completely, and that it was fulfilled in the finished work of Christ.
Good. What you got, Tori?
Pretty much how Paul explained how God had the right to choose who receive his promises and who he could show mercy to, and not. I'm sorry. Who can choose who he choose to receive his promises. He could show mercy to some and not others. You know, it was like 5 of them. You know, you had adoption, glory, the covenant, law, and worship.
Mm-hmm. Good.
That's what I have.
Good. Lorenzo, what can you answer that question for us? Explain the promises of God's chosen people.
I haven't gone into my studies like how you guys have gone into it as far as like the questions. So really, on this part, I'm taking my own notes.
Okay.
As I listen.
Great.
So,
no problem. Let's see. Ebony, did you answer that? Or are you following along as well?
I'm following.
Okay. Diane, did you get a chance to do the homework?
did 3 of them.
Okay.
Because I kept watching the video to understand it about Paul John.
Okay. No problem. Okay, the next one, guys, it says, what?
Okay, wait.
Yes, go ahead, Grandma. I'm sorry.
Okay. Now, with Israel, because they didn't believe, like you said, they didn't believe.
Uh-huh.
That's why the Gentiles came in and cut off for jealousy. God did that to make them jealous. The Israelites. But we wasn't no chosen people. They were chosen people. We were just engrafted in because of that. We was engrafted like they could say an olive branch. If you cut off a limb off a tree, another limb will come in, and that's called engraft. So that with them, we was engrafted in because we wasn't God's chosen people.
Yeah, because he said that back in Deuteronomy, or when they kept breaking his law and breaking his commandment, he spoke to Moses, I will make them that are not a people my people.
That's
And
right.
bring them to Genesis.
Right. That's what we're talking about, the Gentiles. So it's a mystery. God is a mystery. You cannot figure him out because he's past your finding out. So like I said, I can do what I want to do.
Yep.
Right.
That Israel, it said in the end they all gonna come back to him anyway. That's what it said. So we really, it is a mystery. But when Jesus came, he came for us to be by faith. Not by the law, but by faith. Because they said the law was, with the law you cannot keep every little things in the law. By faith you can believe that Christ died for you. And that he rose again, which they didn't believe. But we did, the Gentiles, believe that. So that's how we are engrafted into, thank God, thank Jesus for engrafted into the olive branches, not the olive tree. Put it that way, into God's kingdom. That's how we're engrafted through Jesus Christ. Yes, thank God.
Thank you.
Okay, good, guys. Good. We are at verse 19, and our Bible says God's anger and mercy. Someone may ask, how can God blame us if he makes us behave in the way he wants to? But my friend, I ask, who do you think you are to question God? Does the clay have the right to question the potter why he shaped it that way that he did? Does a potter have the right to make a fancy bowl or a plain bowl out of the same lump of clay? God wanted to show his anger and to reveal his power to everyone who deserved to be destroyed. But instead, he patiently put up with them. He did this by showing how glorious he is when he has pity on the people he has chosen to share his glory. Whether Jews or Gentiles, we are the chosen ones, just as the Lord says in the book of Hosea. Let's stop the camera.